Mr. Muralidhar Rao, would you step up and talk to the press, please?
Mr. Sen Gupta, the dignitaries on the dais, our beloved business partners, ladies and gentlemen of the press, my colleagues who are present here from our Calcutta operation. It's indeed a very important occasion for us to be present here and to participate in the launch of what we believe is a very unique event. Now let me explain. First, a little bit about Future Group, though I'm not a Future Group spokesperson, but I thought Future Group is a stakeholder in future learning, and therefore, if you look at the size of the group, with 17 million square feet, more than 30,000 employees, it's in 93 locations, 63 smaller locations, and it's got a number. It's a pioneer in this area, and perhaps one of the lesser known facts of Future Group, and that's what makes this occasion special, is the fact that the first Pantaloon store and the first big bazaar was opened in Kolkata. So in a way, we are following in our promoters' tradition that we are also launching in the East. There are a number of reasons for us. We don't want to go into that. I think the most important reason is that East is a place where there is respect for learning. East is also a place where there is a lot of emphasis given for education and training and for learning. And therefore, we thought that we'll start here. Few things I wanted to reinforce what was being said earlier. Now, there are lots and lots of organizations that start with centers and programs and so on and so forth. But let me tell you a few things that make or help an initiative like this become successful. Number one is the government itself. We see two representatives of the government on the dais, and I think that's a fantastic thing. One, of course, Basab doesn't represent government per se, but NSDC has been set up by the government. I think government has been playing a very, very key facilitative role in this whole area of vocational education. Second is a part that it's not just about advocating, because we all understand that the government institutions and the government promoted, aided or supported institutions carry a tremendous credibility with people, not only in West Bengal but across the country, and therefore government support and facilitation is an extremely important part of the whole thing. The second part is the fact that the industry, we have spoken to a lot of industries, the corporates, institutions, and uniformly all of them have had a very, very positive outlook. You would understand why, because industries today are struggling with having to induct and train people who come out of the system, our education system, but who unfortunately are not employable right from day one. So at Future Sharp, we are very, very clear that any person who comes out, who goes out of Future Sharp, has two or three characteristics. Number one, the person is employable from day one. That's number one. Number two, the person is looking at a career in the industry. He's not just looking at a job. Gautam explained to us the structure, saying that there is first 3 months and then the person starts working, earning a stipend or whatever is the equivalent, spends 1 year completely on the job so that he learns the job. And after 4 units outside, he comes back, consolidates whatever he has learned, learns something more so that he is ready for the second level. So in a way, we would not like the Future Sharp offering to be confused with just one course and a placement. It's a 2-year program that helps the person first start earning, learn on the job, consolidate that learning, come back to Future Sharp, get inputs which are industry relevant, and then go back into the industry confident that he'll be able to take that up. Not only that, we at Future Sharp are very clear that learning doesn't stop. We can only start. And therefore, over the period of his or her career, we want to keep in touch with students through electronic, through technology, through mobiles or whatever forms are available, so that there is a constant interaction with the students. Because we believe that it's not, the issue in India is not employment, because there are plenty of jobs. Issue in India is employability. It's not just at the front level. Even after a person has done 10 years or 12 years, the industries often complain that the people whom we have with us are not ready to take on the responsibility that we want to give to them. And therefore, if I were to simplify everything, what we believe we need to do is not just a program and an industry interface so that people start getting jobs, but 2 or 3 things. Number one, collaborate, work in alignment with the government, which is facilitating and acting in a very proactive way. A lot of state governments and the central government, and especially government of West Bengal, has been very, very vocal and active in this area. Number two, provide a program that takes care of all the needs of the student. It's not just about getting into a course and getting put in front of an employer for placement, but take him or her through a program over a period of time so that the person can make a sustainable career. Gautam listed out a lot of sectors, whether it is automobiles, it's ITES, or it's banking and financial services, or retail, or supply chain. The youth of today is not looking at jobs. The youth of today is looking at improving their living, improving, earning more, growing in their career, and therefore doing much better than what perhaps their fathers and forefathers did. And aspiration is not a bad thing. We are a young country. People have aspirations. Therefore, we at Future Sharp believe that it's a job on one side with government and agencies like NSDC, on the other side with industries, so that we provide them with people who are employable right from day one, who have an attitude of learning and growing within the organization, and also create a career in that particular sector. This is, in sum and substance, is what we intend doing. And therefore, where we think the rest of the ecosystem needs to support, number one is the fact that there is a need for advocacy. In India, we are very, very traditionally governed by the BA, BCom, BSc system, and therefore we need the government to be able to strongly advocate that there is a viable vocational education qualification that people can take without losing social respectability and earn equally more, not only earn equally more, but also gain social respectability. With industry, our request is that not to look at the work that any academic institution does, which is providing people who are skilled, not on an on-off basis, but to look at a larger way of engaging, taking part in apprenticeship schemes, taking part in mutual research and development projects, which will be of benefit to both. And with the participants and their parents, we want to tell them that, look, don't look upon it as a job. Don't look upon it as something that is not viable. See it as a viable alternative. See it as something that can sustain you over 30 years. We also, during the course of this journey, we are looking at 1,600 centers across the country. And 1,600 centers across the country over the next 4 to 5 years will happen when we have a set of enlightened, passionate, and dedicated business partners, some of them who are sitting in this room right now. And with the business partners, I think it's our business partners who really, along with us, right? I would say the other way around. Our job is to support the business partners, because as entrepreneurs, they have put in their time, energy, they are passionate about education, they are passionate about vocational education. So we see our role as partnering our business partners who are in touch with students on a day-to-day basis. How do we improve our support? How do we improve our quality of interactions between us? And how do we help them, help the students achieve their dreams and aspirations? India is a land of aspirations, and irrespective of whatever are the recent ups and downs, I'd just like to reinforce what Gautam said to you of the media, that I think we would request you to highlight the positive aspects of vocational education, the fact that there is tremendous opportunity for people in this, in India to be gainfully employed by pursuing vocational education, and also help them choose the right organizations to go with. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Murli.